Utter nonsense. That's right. And it is let's see. It's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. The Don't tell me it's the 5th already. Good. Go the 3rd. All right, so it's Wednesday the 3rd. So where y'all at? Where y'all at? And stuff on a Wednesday. It's hump day. Hump day. I don't know what goes on in your life on hump day. But I do see that I sent a notification to myself. Isn't that cool? With a commercial. Don't forget, guys, if you got a few extra seconds, watch those commercials. Let them play. Don't skip them. But sometimes I even have to skip ones on my own show. I'll be rewatching my show and it'll be like a infomercial for like a half an hour. And I'm like, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I'm a 30-second to 1 minute commercial guy. That's it. That is it. But anyway, I see some people are actually logging in. So I'm going to go ahead and like my own video. Not because I am conceited. It is because it helps the algorithms. That is why you need to do it as well. Hit that like button. And if you ever see one of my videos with the hype button underneath it, hit the hype button. Hype it up. That's right. Hype it up, Chris. I'm about to hype it up, Chris. That's what I was born to do. Now, can you hear me? I need a confirmation that y'all can hear me and I'm not over here just blowing hot air and wasting my time talking. Words are important. I don't want to waste them. All right. Somebody put the music notes up there, so that means you already you know what's going on. You can hear me. All right, now, those that can bypass just my intro, that's cool because they'll log in and they'll catch it later. But I'm about to go ahead and get loose so I can get busy early in the morning. Real gorilla, real gorilla, real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Somebody said they checking in from Cali. That's what I'm talking about. Cali ain't on the list, today. Governor nuisance. So yeah, but definitely Minnesota is on that list. They're going to get it today from me. That's right. Now, before we get into all of that, first of all, welcome to the show. That number on the screen, 330-974-4607, is the number you can text MAGA to, just in case they disappear me off of this platform. I have a way to let you know what's going on. Also, I have a Kevin's Corner store right there. You can go ahead and shop till you drop with some merch. I got links below each video to go ahead and find how to get in the store. And if you want to support the channel, you can through my Cash App, through my PayPal link. The links are below each video as well. And finally, I have an alternative channel that I'm trying to grow. And so I would encourage you to please subscribe to that channel, turn those notification buttons on to all, as well as on this channel too, because, notifications they're tricky. Sometimes they feel like a nut, sometimes they don't. Yeah, I get people all the time saying I ain't get no notification. Some people be like, man, dude, I didn't even know you were still making videos. You ain't popped up on my feed in years. Unbelievable what they're doing to me, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and keep chugging along. Now, with that being said, yeah, we got some stuff to deal with. Trump had to put out some rumors out there, y'all. There's another health hoax going on. So all of these folks that's pushing this hoax didn't care nothing about creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe when we all was observing an obvious decline in his health. But now they're hoping that they could recreate that same format to discredit Trump. They try to learn from us, but then they can't apply what they learn because it ain't genuine and it ain't true. See, they're like, well, it worked on creepy. Let's see if we could go ahead and just start a health hoax about Trump. And who knows? It might work on him. And I'm going, nah, I don't think so. Even if Trump's health was declining, what would they think they would get out of that? I mean, do you think we're going to take back our votes? Do you think we're all going to go, well, Trump's health is declining. We all made a mistake voting for him. I mean, what's the end game with that? Except for just sowing lies and discord and all of that stuff. Maybe they're trying to go ahead and convince a lot of dummies in the middle who don't pay attention and don't know what they're doing that Trump's health is declining, therefore you can't trust him. His decisions are, sporadic and all of this stuff. I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but even if Trump did have health issues that would require him to have to step down, then you get J.D. Vance. And hey, so it's a win-win for us. However, we all know that Trump's health is not declining, but that doesn't discourage the fake news and some others from trying to push the hoax. So Trump had to come out and address the health hoax. So let's get it.
Shorter days, signs of fatigue.
What?
Trump faces realities of aging in office is the front page headline.
Oh.
The Times analysis shows that his official daily schedule starts on average at 12:08 p.m.
What?
compared to 10:31 a.m. during his first term in 2017. And his official appearances have decreased by 39%.
What? That's crazy because I see him all the time. Now, you want to get into percentages and stuff like that, Inside Edition. But my question is, do y'all get into those same percentages when it comes down to these networks and their negative coverage on Trump? You don't like those percentages? 99% negative and stuff like that? But now they want to get into percentages. So with that being said, here's a paid influencer right here who spreads nothing but lies and rumors and creates doubt and suspicion. And then when it doesn't turn out the way that he, told his audience, instead of them getting mad at this dude and saying, dude, I'm sick of you lying to me, he just moves on to the next hoax.
But where is Trump? Donald Trump has not been seen publicly for 3 days on video.
Okay.
And although he's been posting consistently on social media, speculation over whether the president had died ran rampant.
Wow. Now, why didn't they want to see Joe Biden that much? You never had anybody requesting, where's Joe, except us. None of their own people even wanted to hear from Joe Biden. They was like, yo, the less the better. Keep that dude in the basement somewhere. Yeah, we'll focus on Trump. So nobody looks at creepy. Nobody questions, like, where is our president? I haven't never seen this cat come out and do. Yeah, they didn't want to see creepy. And we love our president. I mean, I'm like, every time Trump comes on, I'm like, what do you got to talk about? So 3 days go by and they're concerned, but yet none of them were concerned about all the that will go by without hearing from creepy sleepy. It's how that happens, huh? And they think we don't catch it. They're doing this for the dummies that support them and the Democrats and maybe some ignorant people in the middle. They surely are not convincing us that Trump is in mental and physical decline, but yet overlooked all of that obvious evidence with Biden.
The White House put out a tweet with a picture of Trump in the Oval Office because of some new knick-knack or tchotchke that they have in there. But of course, that picture could be from any time.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's Truth Social account put out a couple of posts. Of course, these could have been written by anybody.
Yeah, by anybody. Just sitting here starting rumors. And, this guy, he's a regular citizen. But then you turn on the news, there's rumors about he was dead. And I'm going, what? Now, we thought that Creepy might have kicked the bucket. Creepy kicked the bucket. Creepy kicked the bucket. We thought he might have kicked the bucket because, that dude just went missing one time. Everybody was looking for him for a while. So especially after that debate. But nonetheless, these are the type of just suggestions and innuendos and, rumors that he just gets out here and starts. And then when Trump shows back up, then what? Do you get back on your platform and say, all right, everyone, my bad, I'm sorry, I jumped the shark? Because really what it is, they're hoping. They're hoping. Now, it's bad when you're getting beat by your opponent so badly that you just wish death on them. You're like, you know what? Right now, they're on top of me, pounding me, and I just hope they die. That's the only way I can win right about now. We done tried everything. I tried to bite him. That didn't work. I tried to scratch. That didn't work. All of that's the pinching. That didn't work. He's still pounding me. So the only thing I could do is just hope that he just dies on his own. That's it. That's where they're at. So they're hoping that Trump is sick, that he's declining, that he's dying and stuff like that. And yet at the same time, when he comes back out, you don't go out there and apologize. You don't say, my bad. I mean, I was just speculating and all this stuff. No, what you're doing is spreading lies, rumors, and propaganda.
And at least one of them strangely uses the M dash, typically associated with ChatGPT writing. Another one uses the word literally, not something that Donald Trump does in his Truth Social posts.
Really? I mean, does that mean he's incapable of doing it? He can't write it. He's texting and stuff, and he gets to the word literally. I knew this day would come. I'd have to go ahead and try to type the word literally. I've always been afraid of it ever since I was a kid. I would avoid it or skip over it, but I'm going for it. Literally. I don't understand. You can't use literally. The Trump, he never uses that.
They highlighted this moment when he appeared to doze on and off during an Oval Office press conference as an example of flagging energy levels. Trump is hitting back on social media, and he got personal.
And then here's the thing.
The witches. You see the witches? They got their little double witch podcast right here. So look. She's about to go ahead and say something, and I say, yeah.
Has to take the opportunity to denigrate people in that interview. Yeah. He cannot let any interview go by where he doesn't insult and denigrate a human. It's so gross.
If it's worthy, if it's warranted, you're going to get it. Yeah, man. You don't come out here spreading lies and rumors and don't expect Trump to go ahead and give you a kidney shot and collapse you. There it is. So let's see how Trump responds to this lady who's writing all these rumors about his health.
The writer of the story, Katie Rogers, is a third-rate reporter who is ugly both inside and out.
Oh!
I have never worked so hard in my life. The Times is standing by Katie Rogers.
Ooh. Yeah, she is a little tender to the eye, I must say. A little tender to the eye. And she's out there writing rumors. That's what she's doing. She ain't writing articles or truth on that. She's writing rumors. Now, I wonder, is it just my setting so I can hype it? I don't even know how to do so. Let's see. Can't hype. I can't hype you if you don't turn on the feature. Oh, shoot. I got to turn on the feature? Where's the feature? Okay. Oh, wait. Hide this video. No, we don't want that. Darn it. That's a good question. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Maybe, since this is a live stream, it doesn't have the hype button until it actually processes and is completed. Other than that, I don't know. But I did upload some standalone clips from my live streams. So maybe since those are pre-uploaded, if you go check those out, you might see the hype button. I'm going to check it out right after this. And if there is a way to do it during the live stream, I'm going to figure it out so that the next live stream, the hype button will be right down there for your leisure. Now, let's get back to this lady who's spreading rumors. See, so you got Trump sleeping like 3 to 4 hours a night, flying all over the place. And then this is how she writes about his work ethic. This man is working day and night. Ooh. And then she comes out talking about somebody. Yeah, you know what? Trump is slowing down. He must be sick.
Katie Rogers is a third-rate reporter who is ugly both inside and out.
My God.
Tonight, questions about Trump's health. Less than 24 hours after the president insisted that he did not know what part of his body underwent an MRI in October.
Ooh. Now look at her face. You could tell she's just disgusted to even have to talk about Trump, even though they talk about him constantly. The president, even though all of the huffing and the puffing, trying to blow the house down. A whole bunch of in between each word. You could tell, disgusted. So here she is talking about Trump didn't know what the MRI was about and all that stuff.
The White House under pressure from Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Who?
Well, here we got a guy on Thanksgiving where we spent time with our families. We ate, we played Yahtzee, we cheered for football or whatever. This guy is apparently in a room ranting about everything else. This is not normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. Now, you see tampon? Yeah. The man who wants tampons in the boys' bathrooms is talking about this is not normal behavior. Homer Simpson head right there. Elmer Fudd. So he's trying to push the narrative that Trump got an MRI, and that's an indicator that something's wrong. And they were hoping that they could go ahead and keep the rumor going, based on Trump not releasing it or showing it, hiding it, trying to cover it up like Creepy. See, Creepy was not releasing none of his physicals and, health exams. He wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing that. And they didn't even pressure him. They didn't even want it. Thought they, you know what, that's between Creepy and his doctor. But now all of a sudden, they want Trump to come out there and release the MRI, thinking that maybe he might say, I'm not releasing that. And then they can go ahead and keep that going. Just like the Epstein files. Well, why won't he release them? Why won't it? And it always backfires on him. Always backfires on him.
It is not healthy. And presidents throughout time have released a couple things. They've released their tax returns, not Donald Trump, and they've released their medical records, not Donald Trump. And look, the MRI is one thing, but I think what's most concerning about this is, as your viewers out there are listening, has anyone in the history of the world ever have an MRI assigned to them and have no idea what it was for?
So now, I'm going to get back to Tampon Tim a little later. So Tampon Tim right there is pivoting and he's addressing Trump and him making a comment about Tampon being retarded, which that's a high probability that he is. However, Tampon wants to go ahead and say, instead of me talking about the fraud that's going on in my state, instead of me doing that, I'm going to focus on Trump and his mental decline. So he jump-started this rumor again.
As he says. So look, it's clear the president's fading physically. I think the mental capacity, again, ranting, crazily at midnight on Thanksgiving about everything else. There's reasons for us to be concerned. This is a guy that randomly says the airspace over Venezuela is closed. He's ruminating on if you could win a nuclear war. Look, this is a...
ruminating. Now, I don't know. I don't know. If I was the president, I probably would be thinking about that too. I wouldn't want that to be a last minute, thing that I try to figure out. All right, wow, never thought this day would come. So let me understand. Russia launched already. What's the probability of us succeeding to stop them? No, I wait. I need time to learn this stuff. I should have learned it when I should have been asking questions earlier. Yeah, those are things I probably would be wondering too. All right, so what would happen if it all went down? But nonetheless, here he is. Trying to use all of these things to suggest that Trump is in mental decline, y'all. Yeah, these are health hoaxes.
A serious position. It's the most powerful position in the world.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're talking about it. Yes, it is the most powerful position in the world, but you got the most powerful position in Minnesota. And in a minute, we're going to be addressing that Minnesota mess, because it's a mess up in Minnesota. Boy, it's a mess. So let's continue.
And we have someone at midnight throwing around slurs that demonize our children. At the same time, he's not solving any of the problems.
That doesn't demonize the children. It embarrasses you. That's what it is. Yeah, when I hear the word retarded in the application of Tampon Tim, retarded Tampon Tim, I don't think about the kids. I think about you as a grown man making crazy, reckless decisions that would throw you into that category. So now, y'all see that? Tampon Tim, his efforts to distract everybody and talk about Trump's mental state.
So I'm deeply concerned that he is incapable of doing the job.
Okay.
Walz asked you to release MRI records.
Will you tell us what it was
Governor
for?
Walz, you mean the incompetent governor? So if they want to release it, it's okay with me to release it.
Oh.
It's perfect.
What was the role they
It's like my phone call. I got impeached. It's absolutely perfect. So
Trump loves it, man. He is so proud of his little MRIs and his mental test that he took. Always, he's like, yeah, just like, let me go back to that phone call. It was perfect. I took the cognitive test. That came out perfect. You can't do it. I bet you can't do it. See, so they gave Trump a little time to, of course, hype himself up, talking about, everything was perfect. But Tampon Tim wants to know. He needs more proof.
if you want to hear about it, or if you want to release it, you want to have it released.
Yes,
News Nation,
yeah.
failing News Nation. News Nation is doing lousy, by the way. But if you want to have it released, I'll release it.
Please, can you tell us what they were looking at?
For what, releasing?
No. What part of your body was the MRI looking at?
I have no idea. It was just an MRI. What part of the body? It wasn't the brain, because I took a cognitive test and I aced it. I got a perfect mark.
There it is. You never open up the door for Trump to freestyle about stuff like that. And I mean, I think the media just, they like people who just like getting abused. I mean, and they just come back for more. They laugh at Trump, just dogging him. I mean, it's like this dude in high school, we used to just rough this dude up all the time, but he loved hanging out with us. Love it. I mean, we get bored. Hey, Rob, let's go over and rough up Kenny. And we rough Kenny up, and then he'd get up, man, and just walk off with us laughing, having a good time. I'm going, man, we be rough. If I see Kenny right now, I'm going to have to apologize. I'm going to be like, Kenny, man, we treated you horrible in high school, and you loved us. You loved us. Same thing with these people. I mean, Trump would give it to him constantly in the middle of talking, just like you. Your network right there is failing right there. It sucks and this and that. And it is, so Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump. So, yeah, they act like they hate him, but they love him. Can't deny him. Why would you want to? You need him. So now, let's continue because he's about to blow their mind by telling them, release the records.
Which you would be incapable of doing. Goodbye, everybody. You too.
All you need to know about the fact that the sitting president of the United States failed his MRI test and his cognitive test.
Now you hear these ugly, and I mean 2 ugly chicks right there. But they look like white chicks. That's what they look like. Yeah, working my way downtown. Yeah, with Terry Crews, look just like white chicks. Like they got fake prosthetics and stuff like that on their faces. So now you see the 2 white chicks, white witches chicks. These 2 right here just said the fact. All you need to know about the fact that the president failed his MRI is what?
Is the fact that he will not stop talking about it.
Well, that's probably because he's proud of it. But you're trying to suggest that he must have failed it. There it is. I mean, if you don't got the juice, you might not want to talk about it. You might not want to bring no attention to yourself. You might want to drift away and distract from whatever people are trying to look at. But these chicks don't get it. They think that what that means is Trump failed it.
The transparency president, all you hear about is how transparent. He will not release his medical records. Oh. He will never release this MRI because it says...
Never? Never, ever? Ever, never? You hear these 2 white chicks, white witches chicks, up there talking about he will never. Now, why do people continue to listen to these people? I mean, how many times can you be wrong? Your hatred for Trump just causes you to get up there and spread any type of lie, any type of rumor. Don't back it up, and definitely are not going to go back and readdress all of your nevers and the facts.
His brain is probably fried green tomatoes. Oh. And then here's the thing. He has to take the opportunity to denigrate people in that interview. He cannot let any interview go by where he doesn't insult and denigrate a human. It's so gross.
Just like I got done insulting and denigrating you 2 just a second ago. However, we already seen these 2 at work. Nazi, white supremacists, all of this stuff. So they have no room to talk. However, Trump only gives it to people who deserve it. That's right. He only dishes it out to people who deserve it. I've seen him address women and be like, she's beautiful. Isn't she beautiful? I probably could get in trouble for saying this nowadays, but look at her. She's beautiful. But then when you do something ugly, you become ugly. Yeah, you're going to get it. All right. So now let's continue because they're hoping that something's wrong with Trump.
Dr. Van Gupta, what's your take on
Dr. Van Gupta? Y'all see this? They done brought in a Dr. Van Frankenstein. So let's see what he got to say.
What has become really the story, the only story of the day, it seems, and that is Joe Biden's mental acuity. What do you make of the debate, and what do you make of his recovery from it?
Y'all remember this?
There's going to be days that are better. There's going to be days that are not as good.
What?
Cardiovascularly, he's in excellent shape. I'm a pulmonologist. I see this all the time in octogenarians. Okay. I think he's actually quite high functioning as an octogenarian. What? Keeping up that schedule. And so, just from this is a subjective conversation. Zeke is offering his opinion. You see him trying to fumble through this statement without all of his colleagues looking at him side eye. Like, dude, we saw you on TV prostituting yourself. You know that dude is blew out. And you are like, it's hearts, sending people, there's going to have up and down days. Just say he's blew out. Just say he's shot. But no, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. I can tell by your little pumpkin pie haircut there, you're a gentle man. You're a liberal man with low testosterone. So he's simping for Joe, y'all. Tell you what I see in my own clinic and what I see clinically. I think Joe Biden is actually quite robust.
What? Now, I'm not a doctor, but I do play one on the internet. You're telling me that that's your... If that's my doctor, if Dr. Vinny Boombox is my doctor,
Yeah, if Dr. Detroit is my doctor, if Dr. Doolittle right there is my doctor, I'm going, nah, man, I saw you misdiagnose Joe, and I'm able to look at Joe from here and go, that dude's blew out. I mean, what are you hiding from me? I come in, boils all over me, arm hanging off, and you're fine. Just a little flesh wound, like Mighty Python. It's just a flesh wound. What? You have no arm. Say what? It's just a flesh wound. Fight me. Yeah, this dude might misdiagnose you. So there he is. He's saying that Joe Biden is robust.
Relative to what we see normal aging at 81.
Look, you know it, and I know it. Joe doesn't know he's alive.
What is this? Signs of Trump. Oh, shoot. Agent in office. Let's hear from this doctor currently. Yeah.
As you pointed out, you and I had this conversation last week. We took pains to not speculate because I think a lot of people like to speculate. And I think based on the conversation we started, a lot of people started asking questions.
Wait a minute. I got to give him the Rock eyebrow. I got to give him the Steve Austin eyebrow. Where are you going with this? So wait a minute. Let me understand. This raggedy quack, okay, is now addressing Trump. And he starts off trying to pretend that he's not speculating. Nah, I don't want to speculate. This is not right. Blah, 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 blah. However, here comes some speculation. No, here comes some full-blown lies.
But it's clear that there's age-related cognitive decline. I mean, that's obvious.
Obvious?
2, he's confused a lot. 3, he sometimes mumbles sort of incoherent nonsense when he's asked a question in the press pool in the Oval Office.
Wait a minute. Who is this guy talking about? This got to be an old throwback. He must be talking about creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe. So now, he goes and clears Joe Biden, says he's robust. But now all of a sudden, clearly, the mental decline with Trump, and there's a physical decline too, and all of this stuff. I wonder how this is going to age for this doctor. He should lose every patient that he services. That's what he should do, because he's mixing politics with science.
So all these things, when this constellation of just him being him. Imagine if President Biden did any of those things.
Whoa. Wait a minute now. Did you hear that? I mean, it's almost as if these people don't hear themselves. That dude didn't stop for a second before he said that to think, how is this going to come out and appear to all of the millions of people who watch Joe Biden flub it up and stink it up, and then they're going to hear me say, could you imagine if Joe Biden would have done that? That guy didn't think that through. Now he's a forever meme. This dude right now is about to get memed into oblivion. So let's see.
I don't have to imagine.
No, you don't.
I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be president.
Y'all hear that? Yeah, Vice President Trump to be president. So interesting. Y'all see that? Look like he's all together? No, you know what? That's just one. He could have just had a mental flub up. You know what I'm saying? A Freudian slip, a fart. There it is. Blew a fart right there in his brain. So let's go ahead and see if it continues and we have more evidence. What? Who is he saluting? You see that, man? Do the turn around. Duck down, stand up, turn around, and salute it, whatever that backboard is right there. But that little doctor with the part in his hair and stuff was talking about something. You know what? Imagine if Joe Biden was doing any of this.
I knew it wasn't going to happen right away.
What?
The project.
What? You see that car putting out? A lot of R's in there. Now, you know Joy is sitting there probably creeped out. She's probably sitting there going, I have no idea. This guy is so bad off right now, but I can't embarrass him. I don't know what he just said. So here he is trying to rev it up, trying to start things.
The benefits. How do you lead the world without having this instruction? How do you lead?
How do you lead the world without the instruction? What was that? That was no sentence structure. That's what that was. You talking about infrastructure. I'm going sentence structure.
Okay, that's what I need. Sentence structure. So he just Scooby-Dooed his way right through that.
The world haven't without having the best healthcare in the world.
What? So that was a mixture between Porky and Scooby.
How do you lead the world without having the best education system? How do you lead?
What? The best education? He is cutting the ends of those sentences off. But that doctor said, can you imagine if Joe Biden was doing this? Are you kidding me? Why are they still letting Creepy go out there and embarrass himself like this? But let's continue.
The world, and you don't have that done.
Is he all right upstairs?
No, he's not.
I think Joe Biden is actually quite robust.
I think I can smell shite.
Me too. Uh-oh, there he goes. There he goes. Down goes Joe.
Yes, I can definitely smell shite.
Definitely smell shite. That's right. And that doctor is shoveling it. Can you believe that doctor is shoveling shite? I got a good mind to set an appointment with that doctor to go in and give him a verbal lashing. I'm a new patient. I'm coming in because I got problems. So where's it hurt? It hurts right here in my brain when I think about your lies. Okay, you just got out there and said Trump was cognitively declining. He's physically declining. And you ever see Trump fall on stage like that? No? Nobody's seen him fall on stage? Okay, let's continue though. Listening to this doctor. Come on, Joey, get up.
My God.
President Biden was active on the weekends, especially riding his bike in Rehoboth Beach.
Oh, there he is right there. There's Creepy. Whoa, uh-oh. You see that slow motion fall? Nobody could have caught him. They all just backed up. Man, that dude was falling for like 15 seconds. Unbelievable, man. Nobody. So here he is.
Joey, the world doesn't know you're living. Just get up.
Get up, Joey.
So the best way to get something done,
I'm listening.
If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to.
Okay.
Anyway.
What? Whoa. You just left me hanging. What happened? Ran out of thoughts? That's exactly what happened. Got to the end of those thoughts right there. And the brain was like, now, we told you don't get out there freestyling, okay? And you could barely read the teleprompter. Now we're going to have to leave you hanging, Joe. Going to have to leave you hanging. Anyway, so he took the anyway ramp. But that doctor right there said this guy was robust.
She beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again.
What?
That's a fact.
What did he just say? Toby? What the hell did he just say?
Exactly.
She beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again.
Y'all hear that one? But he's robust. Yep, there you go. Could you imagine if Biden was doing that? Unbelievable. Man, that doctor, he needs to be disbarred or whatever. I don't know what they get to become a doctor, but whatever. He needs his license to be revoked. So he beat her so bad. Wait a minute. What was that one again? So Trump don't want to beat her again?
Beat her again.
There you go. Y'all like that?
Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again.
He's scared to death to beat her again. Wow. And you know what's crazy? There were people actually shocked during that debate night. I mean, I had friends who was like, what the heck? Man, dude, he was that, I didn't know he was that bad. And I'm like, you didn't know he was that? The dude was in office for 4 years. He ran against Trump for the first two. You didn't see any? You didn't see the international, the pressure, isolate and punish China. You didn't hear that one? You didn't hear him talking about some, Barack and I feel it's right to have community college. You didn't hear none of those things? Unbelievable. People were shocked that day, like, where'd this come from? Boy, it just goes to show what we're working with in our society. When this guy could fly under the radar up until the debate, and many of his supporters and voters did not know he was this bad.
That's a fact.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy, man.
You're crazy.
I like you, but you're crazy, man.
2, he's confused a lot. 3, he sometimes mumbles sort of incoherent nonsense when he's asked a question in the press pool in the Oval Office. So all these things, when this constellation of just him being him. Imagine if President Biden did any of those things.
Child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our health care system.
Yeah, y'all. The infamous night. Y'all hear him whispering, child care, credit cards. Remember this.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the
ran out of thoughts. I got to the end of those thoughts. Yeah, man, them thoughts up in there just bumping into each other like boop, 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 boop. Yeah, we're all supposed to be going in one direction. Where do you guys get over here? Get over here. Thoughts all over the place, like they was in a romper room. Everybody sit down. Now look. All right, I need you to organize. Everybody get in the line. No, where you going? Where you going? Unbelievable. So yeah, those thoughts are just doing whatever they want to do. The thought organizer in there is having problems with them. All right, don't make me come over there. Don't make me get look here.
COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look,
what does that sound? What does that sound anyway? It's because every time I hear it, I think he's having a slight heart attack. I'm thinking this might be the moment. I'm about to bust out the paddles. Like, oh, shoot. He's doing it again. What is that noise? Is it natural? Clear. So let's continue.
We finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Trump.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look.
Maybe the good doctor, though. Maybe the good doctor understands Joe Biden. Because I don't speak Joe Biden.
I see clinically, I think Joe Biden is actually quite robust relative to what we see normal aging at 81.
Yeah, this kind of doctor he is.
He's pregnant.
He's pregnant.
Balance and rotate the organs. Administer 200,000 units of adrenaline. But damn your butt, I said 200,000 cc's of adrenaline.
Yep.
Doctor, you better take a look at this.
No thank you.
Finally released the results.
So that's the kind of doctor that guy is right there. Yeah. He's no more of a doctor than I am. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking to myself, I might be a little better than you. I can eyeball it until the Joes blew out. You're up here telling me Trump's in mental decline. Clearly you're a propagandist. That's what you are, instead of a doctor. But now, let's get back to CNN, talking about Trump releasing his medical MRI information, because apparently they were hoping for the worst. But look what we got.
Of that scan and tests.
President Trump's cardiovascular imaging was perfectly normal. The heart chambers are normal in size. The vessel walls appear smooth and healthy. Overall, his cardiovascular system shows excellent health. His abdominal imaging is also perfectly normal. All major organs appear very healthy and well perfused.
Exactly.
Zero people.
Exactly. Yeah, in your face. All of these people. Now, I wonder if they're going to get on TV and take it back. I wonder if they're going to retract any of that stuff. And I know Trump probably is going to go ahead and beat that horse to death, talking about, you remember they thought I was dying and stuff? They always do. They're always coming up with lies and stuff about me. I had a perfect exam. Everything was fine. All of that stuff. So good. So they're not getting rid of Trump by natural selection, huh? So apparently they got to go back to all the other stuff, demonizing him, calling us Hitler and all that stuff. But now, here's Trump going to go ahead and call out this hoax, this health hoax, before we get into the mess in Minnesota.
People in the last 6 months, illegal border crossings along the U.S.-Mexico border have plummeted to the lowest level ever recorded. Ever? Recorded. And nobody talks about that anymore. It's crazy. They don't talk about it.
Why not? I admit that requires a celebration and some evaluation. I want to know why those Democrats aren't coming out and being asked a lot of questions about. Now, under Biden, we had millions of people crossing, and you all told us we need the immigration reform, and it's seasonal, and these people are coming for. And why is it that President Trump was able to bring that down to 0 crossings? What's the difference? Huh? That's what I want to know. What's the difference? They're not asking these people that. See, these are questions they should be asking. Like, how did you do it, Trump? They should be saying, hey, Democrats, since y'all couldn't do that, how about you go ahead, humble yourselves and ask Trump. Since y'all had no idea how to stop it. Y'all should be all asking Trump, how'd you do that, Trump? Because we said it couldn't be done. But Trump said, but only I could do it for those that could dance and clap your hands to it. He had to go rock him on him. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and continue, because now, since they don't want to talk about that wonderful border now.
You think they'd say, well, Trump's done a great job at the border. This country is being destroyed by the border. But you always find something new.
Like what?
Like, is he in good health? Biden was great, but is Trump in good health? I said here.
Boy, I tell you, when he brings stuff like this up, even the media got to laugh. Because they sitting there going, yeah, we are propagandists. That is funny when you think about it. Oh man, but let me get back to I'm on the propaganda clock right here. I got to stay focused. It's not funny, Trump. So let's continue.
I do four news conferences a day. I ask questions from very intelligent lunatics, you people.
They love it. They love being insulted. They're like, do me. Yes, cut on me. I'm over here. So yeah, very intelligent lunatics.
I give the right answers. There's never a scandal. There's never a problem. I give you answers that solve your little problems. You go back and you can't find anything, but you do stories about Biden was in wonderful health. The guy didn't do a news conference for 8 months.
8 months.
If I go one day, I had one day where I didn't do a news conference. There's something wrong with the president. You people are crazy. I'll let you know when there's something wrong. There will be someday.
Right.
That's going to happen to all of us. But right now, I think I'm sharper than I was 25 years ago. But
one day. Stop it, Trump. You and your imagination. Yeah, you're going to live to be 120. 120. Man, it's going to be a sad day. If Trump goes before me, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be busted up on the inside. Busted up on the inside, man. I pray that I live long and, to his age and beyond. But boy, I tell you, there'll never be another Donald Trump. That's for sure. So now, with that being said, now we got to go and address the source of the mess. That's what we got to do. We saw in the beginning of the show, Tampon Tim tried to deflect from all of the mess in Minnesota by attacking Trump. And when I tell you it's a mess in Minnesota, it is a mess, okay, up in that funky joint. And this incompetent dude wanted to become the vice president. Unbelievable. So now let's go ahead and see Trump address the mess in Minnesota. And he's going to lay some stuff down that's going to hurt some folks' feelings, but not mine. Not mine. So buckle up your feelings, y'all. Tuck them deep down on the inside where you can't find them. Okay, because he's about to say some harsh words to the Somalia community in Minnesota. Oh, look at that. Look at the dummy. Look at the dummy, the panderer. What is this? What is this? Is that a Somalia flag? Is it? Last I checked, this was America. Huh?
There, that's better.
There, that's better. You see Homer Simpson head right there? You see that pandering right there? So now let me understand. Instead of getting the Somalia community to see themselves under one banner, one flag as Americans, no, he wants them to see themselves separately. Yeah, no assimilation. I want to make sure you guys feel good while pandering to you with a Somalian flag right there in the background. That's better. There shouldn't be no other flag right there. Besides the U.S. flag, the American flag. Maybe your state flag, but it looks like you changed that up to make it look like it's more Somalian. So there he is. That's better. It wasn't good enough, Tampon, just with the American flag. Boy, Democrats, man. Always throwing America under the bus. Never standing on America first. Never trying to unite folks from different backgrounds or different countries under one umbrella. Never say, hey, look, man, we want to see some signs of you loving the country. We want to see some signs of you feeling like you are part of the team. Not sitting on a back burner somewhere, but they don't help that because they don't encourage it. Yeah, they want these people to be coddled and make them feel like, you're still oppressed and we're here to help you through that oppression. Unlike those Americans. They want you to drop everything you believe in, your old ways and all of that stuff, and become just like the white man. Oh, not me, though. Not me. I'm a different kind of white man. I'm a liberal white man. See, but the other white men. So let's go ahead and see what's going on up there in Minnesota.
Minnesota is in the crosshairs of the White House. The Trump administration is launching an investigation into fraud after the Treasury Secretary claims state funds is being sent to terrorists overseas.
How did this happen? Not only are you getting beat with fraud, you're not even able to have an account of where the money is going. See? Okay, loosey-goosey. Democrats have the loosey-goosey system so they can go ahead and let money just float all around and, and all that stuff. Never want no transparency when it comes to that. Never want no accountability when it comes down to their loose process. That's why they like voting loose. That's right. Yeah, we don't need no ideas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we pick up ballots. How about y'all just mail them in? Now we want y'all to vote by phone. And don't forget, 16-year-olds, we want them to vote. It's always a loose process that you can't track it. You don't know where it's going. And nobody follows up. Nobody really wants to know. I don't want to know where the money's going. So let's continue hearing about these billions of dollars that might have been sent overseas to terrorists.
Our Bill Keller is looking into those claims. He joins us now live from the state capitol with the latest information. Bill, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. President Trump continues to ratchet up his attacks on Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Our state now the target of a federal probe into claims that tax dollars stolen through welfare fraud have been used to support a terrorist group in Somalia.
Wow. Now, that's a big doodle stain on Tim. Doodle stain on tampon Tim. That's what that is. When your state got that much fraud, where the folks in there could have been sending money off to terrorists. But you just said, Trump has a very important job, the most important job. I don't know if he's up to it. I don't know if you're up to it, Helmer Simpson head. So how'd that go up under your nose? Huh? Too busy running around checking the tampons in the boys' bathrooms? Too busy making sure little kids can get surgery and reassignment and all that. Too busy with that stuff, tampon? Unbelievable. So I'm a little upset right now thinking about that, especially if I was a Minnesotan, that my taxpayer dollars was getting sent overseas to terrorists.
In a post on X, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, he announced the investigation Monday, saying that hardworking Minnesota tax dollars may have been diverted to the terrorist organization Al-Shabaab. The post goes on to say, we are
shish kebab. So they sending money off to shish kebab, and yet tampons on TV talking about some Donald Trump. They said hurtful things, and he called me a special word. He thought, you know what, hurtful for the kids. No, it's hurtful for you. Yeah, right now, I'm going to bring that term back just for you. Hear that, kids with special needs? It no longer applies to you. Yeah, the word is only confined to one human, and that human is Tampon Tim. He now embodies the word retarded. It's exclusively on him. Unbelievable.
Fast to ensure Americans' taxes are not funding acts of global terror, adding, we will share our findings as our investigation continues. Well, this morning, Governor Tim Walz firing back, saying that he welcomes an investigation, calling the president's threats politically motivated.
Of course, politically motivated. So now he should be going, oh, shoot, I don't want nobody peeking up under the hood. So now he got to pretend to be taking this fraud seriously, but at the same time trying to stiff arm these people from investigating. Trying to pretend that, oh, we're willing to work with you, but we really don't want to work with you because this investigation is politically motivated. So wait, did we go ahead and, give all that money to those Somalians? Is it not true? Did it not happen? I'm wondering. That we didn't do that. You did that. Are we over Minnesota? I mean, is this monopoly money? This is politically motivated. No, the evidence has motivated us. All that missing money and these people who pleaded guilty. But here this guy thought this is politically motivated. So even when there is hardcore evidence and proof with Democrat corruption, they'll still tell you it's politically motivated. But yet with no evidence can, to go after Trump, they'll say it's legitimate. It's obvious we have evidence in plain sight. Where? It's in plain sight. You don't see it? You don't see it? Well, you got to open your eyes. You'll see it. Obviously, Trump, his business dealings and all that stuff, we'll make it up. They make up evidence to go after Trump. But with all this evidence, they're telling us as a politically motivated. I'm going, are you, once again, you think we're stupid? Laquifa James up there, big cankles, Godzilla feet, ashy feet. Yeah, that chick up there, name signed on all kind of stuff. Laquisha James was here. Laquisha James lives here too. Laquifa James was married to her dad. And then when you bust her, I just politically motivated. And I'm going, so the evidence is not true? So let's continue hearing him try to weasel off of this.
My message is simple on this. You commit fraud in Minnesota, you're going to prison. I don't care what color you are, what religion you are. Anybody who wants to help us in that, we welcome that.
Tampon talking tough, y'all.
But sitting on the sidelines and throwing out accusations, and let's be very clear, demonizing an entire population and lying to people about the safety and security of this state.
Demonizing the entire population. Okay. All right. So if there was, say, maybe 80,000 Somalians and 25 of them did this, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, 20,000. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let's see the percentage, okay, of these Somalians that were involved in these shenanigans. Okay. So, yeah, populations that have the same cultural beliefs and behaviors. If there's a lot of them doing the same thing, then it's not demonizing them. Okay. It's saying I'm recognizing them. Okay. All those people, for some reason, are operating the same way.
Is beneath that.
Hundreds of state workers at the Minnesota Department of Human Services publicly excoriated Governor Tim Walz.
So maybe we need to turn our attention to you, Timmy. Yeah, maybe we need to bust out the binoculars for you. Maybe we need to be looking into your situation. Tampon? Maybe you don't want us coming up there snooping around, because you might find out that Tim knew about this. He was responsible for this, and he enabled it.
For allowing a, quote, massive fraud scandal to unfold under his watch and retaliating against their whistleblowers. The X account, which represents over 480 staffers at that department, saying, quote, Tim Walz is 100% responsible for massive fraud in Minnesota.
100% responsible. And I hope all these Somalians turn on him. If they know and are able to connect him to this, I will roll over so quick. Think I'm going to do some time for Tampon? I don't want to do Tampon time. Nah, man, I'm going out. Forget that, man. Tampon do his own time. But see, this is what burns me up. For years, we have been seeing whistleblowers come out, tell on FBI agents, deep state agents, all of this stuff. They come out, they tell on, the IRS, all of this stuff. Whistleblowers, and nothing ever becomes of it. So wait. If you got people out here saying Tampon knew about this, I'm like, well, what's the holdup? How about you bring in all those witnesses and whistleblowers and indict somebody? So let's see just how far this rabbit hole goes.
We will let Tim Walz know of fraud early on, hoping for a partnership in stopping fraud. But no, we got the opposite response.
What? So wait, these folks came to Tampon and said, hey, Tampon, look, man, there's some fraudulent activity going on, man. We need to look into this. You know what? I don't want to hear it. Don't bring me no bad news. He turned it to Eveline off of The Wiz. Don't bring me no bad news, no bad news, no bad news. So Tampon didn't want to hear no bad news. So let's continue, because I'm pretty sure that if it was some dirt on Trump, he'd be all over it.
Walz systematically retaliated against whistleblowers using monitoring, threats, repression, and did his best to discredit fraud reports.
What? So not only did he not want to hear it, then he said, let me intimidate them and suppress them. Where are the feds? Why aren't they? Do you understand if this is a Republican who did this and the Democrats were in power? They would have the frogmen right now coming up out of the beach, helicopters, all kind of stuff, hovercrafts, everything. Yeah, just for one person. But Tampon's still walking around talking about don't demonize the Somalia community and all of this stuff. It appears that you were in cahoots.
This, as a group of Minnesota state government employees wrote to former Vice President Harris and the DNC multiple times, warning them about Governor Walz.
But see, they put politics over anything. They were willing to overlook all of these people trying to tell them, look, Tampon is crooked. He's crooked. You never trust a man who suggests little boys should have tampons. Never trust a man. But nonetheless, like always, the Democrats know that their own are all corrupt and crooked. They know all these NGOs are doing stuff and giving kickbacks. They know that these social programs and all of this stuff, they know the money's being filtered here. Yeah, see, that's why. How you gonna go ahead and attack somebody that you just as dirty? See, they can't. That's their fail proof when it comes down to the Demorats. They're going, look, man, I'm bubble wrapped because of you guys are all evil too. We're all doing it. That's why nobody was telling on folks who were signing these housing agreements, talking about this my main crib. Oh, this was my other main crib. You see a pattern. They're like, yo, man, we all do it. Yeah, so why am I going to go ahead and call out Tampon right here? He's doing this for the precious illegal immigrants that are going to be voting for us. So he's a hero. Yeah, to the wrong people. So now let's continue because, see, instead of looking into it, they overlooked it.
And what they described as his incompetence, fraud scandals, and retaliation. Here's what they said. We tried our best to keep the public informed. As our tweets are public, maybe Kamala turned a blind eye to fraud like her running mate. Over the years, our messages have not changed. We need fraud to stop in Minnesota and good governance to be restored. Minnesota is currently at the center of a widening fraud scandal. Federal prosecutors continue to unravel this.
This guy, career should be over. But he's a Democrat. He might survive it, honestly, because of weak Republicans who won't put the pressure on him, because of dumb voters who that's okay because he was giving the money away to the oppressed. And we're willing to give our billions of dollars away to the Somalian community as a form of retribution. I mean, you'll get stupid voters who somehow will justify this instead of being mad. Democrats find out stuff about their leaders, and instead of getting mad and upset and feel like you've been abused, they'll reason it within themselves to try to justify it and make it make sense. I'm saying Fannie Willis lied to all of y'all. Got out there talking about I ain't do nothing with no Nathan Phillips and all of that stuff, and then all of a sudden we find out the truth and they vote this chick back in. It's unbelievable to me when I look at Democrat voters and I go, how many of these folks got to get caught in scandals, get caught to be lying to you, abusing you, taking your money, sending folks into your neighborhood that don't belong there, allowing crime to rip through your cities, and y'all say, thank you, sir, may I have another? It's unbelievable. So now his career should be over. Right now, this dude should be talking about stepping down with the fact that you got whistleblowers, a stack of them, that said, man, we told this dude that this was a problem. He shamed us, tried to intimidate us. Then we told the other Democrats, but because they're all evil, they was like, that ain't nothing. So let's continue hearing about this mess in Minnesota.
One of the nation's largest COVID-era fraud cases is so what happened here, Chris, is that really going back to the COVID days, there's this agency, the Minnesota Medicaid Housing Stabilization Services Fund. There's also another one, Feeding Our Future. Basically, the allegations is that all of this money was being stolen by those in the Somali community in the Twin Cities.
The Somali community. Hey, they're not Somalians. They're Americans now. No. Let them keep their identity. Since they don't want to assimilate, all right, we have to just go ahead and call it out for what it is. It's the Somalian community. If they were all saying, you know what, we're Americans, then maybe you don't want to demonize our whole, I'm saying you want to look at it. But since y'all don't ever look at Americans as individuals anyway, well, I mean, we got to look at them like y'all label them. Y'all want us all to see everybody as this, that, not Americans. So at this point, the Somalian community. Interesting. Let's see where this is going. See just the methods that they use to beat us for billions.
It was going back to Somalia. They were funneling it, and then it was ending up in the hands of Al-Shabaab, which is a designated terrorist organization.
Right, and so I did not have Minnesota's welfare funds going to terrorist organizations on my bingo card. And
well, you always got to put any type of shenanigans on the bingo card when it comes down to Democrats. I don't put anything past the Democrat Party.
Nothing. And that's sad, man. I'm telling you, I've seen them do so many horrific, evil things since I've been doing this that honestly, there's very little. You probably could tell me. Then I go, wow, I didn't think they'd go that far. Very little. I've seen them go far. So let's go ahead and continue and hearing about this bingo card.
And that's what is so frustrating about all this, because we knew Tim Walz was a disastrous VP candidate. He's a dork. He's very annoying. He's supposed to be this everyman, but doesn't know.
Not smart.
Not very bright. As the president used a different word for that. But the oppo, the research that should have been done during the campaign, should have brought this up. This is a huge bombshell that not only does he have all those negative characteristics, oh, by the way, his government was also funding terrorists and al-Shabaab in Somalia.
Yeah, when you say it that way, we dodged ourselves a big fat bullet head right there. So I wonder how Tampon is going to get out of this pickle. I mean, there's only so much Trump is bullying me, you can say. There's only so much Trump's white supremacists and Hitler that you can say to get the heat off your back. When you got that stack of whistleblowers that's saying Trump ain't got nothing to do with this. He ain't got nothing to do with it. He wasn't even the president when we went ahead and tried to blow the whistle. And you turned on us to protect them. To protect the immigrants, you turned on us, threw us under the bus. See, so yeah, all of those whistleblowers need to come out and say, we'll testify against him. They abused our citizens so badly during those fake COVID lockdowns and all of that money they were sending out and shipping out and just giving to this and giving to that while locking us down. Unbelievable, man. That when I think about that era in American history, I get mad. I'm mad that I had to live through it. I wish this could have been something that I'm reading in a history book, like, what? They did that back then? But we lived through that mess. And I saw the disaster the whole time. I'm sitting there like, man, they locking our kids down. They're laying the groundwork for martial law. I mean, they are testing the waters while ripping us off too at the same time and destroying our economy. Setting up all of this crap where you can funnel money here and funnel money there. And it was just a mess, man. And nobody's paying the price. No Fauci in jail. These folks force folks to get the shot. No accountability whatsoever. Man. Anyway, let's keep moving because I don't want to live in the past. But yes, I do. See, I don't care if it takes 35,000 years. I want some type of justice. So let's continue.
That should have been devastating for the Harris-Walz campaign.
Yeah. Even the New York Times, which, as we know, is typically very friendly to Democrats, leading with an article, quote, how fraud swamped Minnesota's social services system on Tim Walz's watch.
Oh!
If you remember, as soon as the Harris campaign named him as a running mate, his family came out. Remember? The Walz family against Walz. There were 15 of them. They had sweatshirts made. They said, no, he's a bad guy. You don't want him as number two in this country.
Yeah. I mean, take it from family members, and you know it's bad. When a family member say, hey, stay with me. If you dating some dude and you come to the house and his mama be like, you need to stay away from my son. Get out of there right now. I mean, I love my baby and all, but he ain't no good, girl. You need to get out of this. Get out of there right now before you get in too deep. Take it from family members. When your dad is talking about, man, my boy ain't worth a nickel. Yeah, you might want to go ahead and listen. So, yeah, the family members was like, don't mess with Tampon. Don't mess with him.
And here we are. It's all
There's
finally coming out.
That they were taking cash and putting it on flights going to Somalia, and that this goes beyond Minnesota. It goes across the Somali communities. And
wait a minute, the X-ray machine don't catch you with a whole bunch of cash strapped around your body. Don't it? You don't see the big stacks of money going through the X-ray machine. Anyway, I don't know what the rule is when it comes down to you smuggling thousands of dollars of cash out the country. I'm just taking it for vacation. There's $200,000. Where are you going on vacation? Just back home to Somalia. They're going to rip you off. You know that, right? In Somalia, $200,000 in cash.
In the U.S. and in Western Europe. So more on this to come, I'm sure.
But we want to get really specific.
Oh, look at these. It's more mess in Minnesota. This is a recording, an audio recording of Keith Ellison, the head cop in Minnesota. And he's basically agreeing to protect the Somalia population if they give him some of those kickbacks from, all of that money they was embezzling. So let's see this weasel, the one who beat up his girlfriend because she wouldn't take out the trash and didn't give her no Me Too. Democrats thinking they always overlook their own. Yeah, we don't hold our own accountable. Yeah, get George Santos out. But this guy beats up his girlfriend and they do an internal investigation and found nothing wrong. So let's hear the Somalia community trying to go ahead and bribe Keith Ellison.
And I work in the political field and I understand very well how all this operates. And if I want to be frank, and I think everyone in this room wants to be frank. Be frank. And this is a safe space. We're a collective in that sense. There is a fight, there's a battle in the state as well as in this country. Okay. For communities that look like us.
Oh, communities? What? The communities that look like us? Wait a minute. What do you mean communities that look like us? Why don't you just say Americans? See, I feel like there's a battle in our country for the soul of America and Americans. That's what I feel. But you want to go ahead, people who look like us. So now what we're about to do is ask you that if you want some of our money, you got our back, don't you, Keith Ellison?
There's a battle in the state as well as in this country for communities that look like us, having to fight to protect and keep what we have. And the only way we can protect
the people we have. So the only way we can protect the people we have is what?
We have is by inserting ourselves into the political arena.
Inserting ourselves into the political arena. Why? How? Running for office, maybe? Or giving money to politicians like this dirtbag to protect the communities like us? Who knows? Maybe Keith Ellison knew about this fraud and decided to look the other way because some of that fraud money might have came back to him.
Putting our votes where it needs to be, but most importantly, putting our dollars in the right place and supporting candidates that will fight to protect our interests.
Wow! That will fight to protect our interests. Now, that Somalian right there who's talking to Keith Ellison needs some bass in his voice. He needs some bass in his voice. He needs some bass. So yeah, here's an audio of them laying the groundwork for some protection for the people like us. So let me see. Here we go.
That's right.
That's right. You heard Keith Ellison? Yes'm. Give me them thousands. I'll look the other way. I'll go ahead and use some intimidation. I'll go after Trump. I'll just go after Trump. Yeah, I won't worry about the real corruption that's right up under my nose. You see how these dirty, stinking slime balls. Now, he should be done. Yeah, and tampon. Nobody's going to this dude right now. They should be banging on the door. Like, just excuse me, Mr. Keith Ellison. We heard an audio of you talking to some Somalians about some donations and stuff that you took from them. Was that some of that the money they stole?
We can only protect our interests when we have your back, and you don't have to worry about who's behind you, right?
Only protect our interests, and know we'll have your back. You won't have to worry about who's behind you.
And we have to be frank and honest. You are dealing with market forces and political situations, and you have to operate in the best manner that you can operate in the state, with your donors, with your power base. But if you are secure in your donor base, and if you are secure in your power base, you can act the way you want to act.
You can act the way you want to act. This sounds like a bribe to me, y'all.
Money is freedom. So
money is free. You hear him shucking and jiving? You hear Keith Ellison in there? Yeah. That's right. Hey, but money is free. Man, politicians are disgusting. They're disgusting, man. I mean, you know, when you hear these backdoor deals and conversations, it's a dirty game. Man, I'd have been like, so wait, what are you saying? Well, what's the catch? What do you want from me if you're going to donate this money and have my back? What if you or your community does something that breaks the law or something I disagree with? Do I have the right then to say I disagree with that or hold you guys accountable? No, I don't. Okay. See, then get your money and your raggedy butt out of my office. But nope, not him. Yeah, that's right. Give me some of that money. And took that dirty money.
Our community, our business owners, we are not the same community as 25 years ago. The amount of money circulating in our community today is powerful. And we haven't really harnessed it in a very meaningful way.
Y'all hear that? But now they are. Money. Money. Yeah. We got all this money now. We ain't harvested in the right way. But now we are. We done found ourselves a greedy, stinking politician that has power. The top cop that might just overlook our shenanigans. Might not really come down hard on the Somalian community has been stealing money might go ahead and say, I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't see nothing. Unreal, man. Boy, I tell you.
To support people at the highest level and ensure that they are comfortable and safe, knowing that they can advocate for our communities without regard to your next fundraiser.
Without regard to your next fundraiser. Advocate on our communities. Yep. No wonder they didn't touch these people. No wonder they didn't listen to the whistleblowers. Yeah, no wonder they intimidated them. They're a large voting bloc now. See, that's what it is. So let's continue because, see, I'm wondering why ain't nobody knocking on Keith Ellison's door, asking him about that phone call. A mess in Minnesota, y'all.
Charged 2 people with 1 count each of voter registration fraud.
What? So we go from one type of fraud to the next type of fraud, all in Minnesota. Minnesota is a mess. But Tampon Tim is running around talking about Trump's not qualified. Let's hear some about this, man. Now I got to start questioning these elections.
According to the charging documents, the 2 were paid by an unnamed foundation to help register voters.
An unnamed foundation. I'm pretty sure, Zoros, I'm pretty sure USAID, all of these NGOs, we'll pay you to go out and harvest votes. We'll pay you. See, Democrats, man, that's why they want the loose system. And this was in Minnesota. It looks like it's a mess in Minnesota. You can't govern right. You got folks up there with voter fraud. You got folks up there with welfare fraud. And what are you doing, Tampon? You can't keep it together?
The 2 defendants pled guilty this summer and have since moved out of state. The scope of the 2-year FBI and state investigation was not previously known.
And it's very significant that they said today it was 13 counties, between 500 and 600 fake voter registrations.
Wow, 500 to 600 fake voter registrations. Now remember, guys, we have the most secure elections ever. Now, don't forget, it's impossible for our elections to be tampered with. And you people who are out there saying these things, conspiracy theorists, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. But now we find out, along with many other cases that we found out about, election fraud has taken place up there in Minnesota. Now, how in the world did these 2 people who were found guilty of it move out the state? What happened to them? Did they go to jail? Or did they say, you know what, instead of going to jail, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move out the state. Can't get me here. I'm on the base. I'm safe. Hey, what do you want to do? Look, I'm in another state. Okay. Nobody could go get them. Did they get any type of jail time? Unreal.
And that's just from 2 of the independent contractors that worked with this group.
Republican Committee Chair Kristen Robbins, who is running for governor, says she has additional concerns that the unnamed foundation that paid the 2 workers is funded by state taxpayer dollars.
What? Unnamed foundation. You see how dirty Dems are? Yeah, they use our money to set up their corruption, to go ahead and set up these organizations to do their bidding and their evil, negotiations and stuff like that. It's a nonprofit. This right here is just voter suppression resistance right here. Where this profit, they are so evil. I mean, they put more time into bubble wrapping their power than governing. Everything they do is like, all right, now how can we set it up so we'll be in power forever? How can we make sure we contain and maintain power? How can we control? How can we? And I'm going, y'all don't think of how we can make America better. Y'all don't think of solutions for us. You think of solutions for your raggedy self in your future. And it burns me up because, see, these organizations are all being funded by NGOs, by our money, or at least the people in Minnesota's money. You know it. Yeah. And it'll be probably hard to trace it. That's why they went so crazy when Elon Musk got in there. I mean, they flipped out like it was their money. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like Elon Musk went in their personal bank accounts and we're going to take all this money. They were tripping, man. And I'm going, wow. The reaction to you guys not wanting transparency, not wanting y'all, all this fraud to get exposed and nipped at the bud, tells me everything. Nobody's that interested in stuff like that unless it got something to do with you, lest it could hinder your goal and agenda. I don't care if the IRS went in to, monitor or what do you call it, audit. If they went in to audit the bank down the street, you think I'm gonna be saying this ain't right?
that they're going into their personal account. I wouldn't care. It ain't my money. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Yeah, but if I was in cahoots with that bank, and that bank was giving me kickbacks and favors and stuff, then I'm going, you know what, this is people's privacy. This is overreach. This is overreach. See, when they start crying and hollering like that, you know you're right over the target. Whenever you go after something and then they flip out, I'm going, you're the killdeer. You're that bird that is trying to go, hey, don't look there, over here, over here. So let's continue because, yeah, Minnesota needs some doge right now.
99% of their budget comes from state grants. Wow. So this is a group that the state is funding and that then went out and did these voter registrations.
Good afternoon. See? Dirty Dems. Here's one right here. Here's the one that's mad because of, you're about to hear as we close, Trump said some harsh words about the Somalian community, y'all. And so now he comes out, Friar Duck, and he's going to address Trump because they got our attention in Minnesota when we found out all of these Somalians ripped off the taxpayers. And Trump said, what's going on up there in Minnesota? There's a mess in Minnesota. We need to go up there. Yeah, we got folks up there that are not originally from our country, but taking advantage of our country. Now we got to go up there. So Democrats have all these problems. And then when you see it and say, now I got to deal with your problem, then you're the problem because you recognize the problem and you're trying to solve it. So now he's mad because Trump said some things and ICE is on the way.
My name is Jacob Fry.
Yeah.
I'm the mayor of Minneapolis. And
so what?
We are here to respond to a number of credible reports from several media outlets relaying that there are as many as 100 federal agents that will be deployed to the Twin Cities with a specific focus on targeting our Somali community.
Yeah. I thought we got a tip. No, we ain't got to hide that mess. Hey, we're on our way. Okay, Jose? On our way, Jose. Hey, y'all brought us up there when this came out that, what? A whole bunch of Somalians beat them for $1 billion and it was going to, you didn't think that that might warrant an investigation? You didn't think that might get attention to, Trump and ICE and all of that stuff? You just thought that was going to be handled internally, knowing that you guys won't do nothing to your precious immigrants? Yeah, you're not going to hold them really accountable. And you'll find some raggedy judge that'll let them off or, give them parole or all that stupid stuff. Perhaps maybe because some of that money got funneled back into you. So now, of course, it's always he's targeting a community of color.
To our Somali community, we love you and we stand with you. That commitment is rock solid. Minneapolis is proud to be home to the largest Somali community in the entire country.
Yeah. But are they proud to be American citizens? That's my question. Yeah, you're proud to have that large community in America, but is that large community proud to be Americans? That's my question. Or are they like Ilhan Omar, who takes advantage of all the benefits that America provides while she poops on it? That's my question. You need to be asking that question to them. Not talking about we're proud to have the largest Somalian community. No, is the largest Somalian community proud to be an American? Do they sit back and say, you know what, instead of ripping off and abusing this system for billions of dollars and sending it back home, we're going to go ahead and do the right thing. So this guy who came to George Floyd's funeral and wept on one knee to the point where the shoulders was going up and down is now talking about the proud Somalia community.
They've been here for decades in many instances. They're entrepreneurs and fathers. They benefit both the culture and the economic resilience of our city.
What that got to do? What that got to do with the charges? I mean, I'm sure if it ain't you, it ain't you. They're not going to come up there and say, you know what, we're just going to take all of y'all blindly. Yeah, the people who are involved in corruption, yeah. And if they're coming up to there to investigate, they might find more. See? So don't worry about it. It ain't you unless it's you. But here's Caroline Levitt. Because, see, you know what the rumor is now. Trump's being harsh on these immigrants and stuff. And our country was made by immigrants. And we can't live without them.
and all of this stuff. They're your brothers, your nephews, your friends and sisters. And she has a wonderful response to this reporter.
In your topper, you said, and I quote, leaders also have a duty to preserve the integrity and character of our nation's national identity.
What? Oh, you know what that means. Our nation's natural identity, as if a nation doesn't have an identity. See, that's the problem with liberalism. They want to break down the nation's identity. Because see, if we all are happy as Americans, then you can't divide us. If we all cannot appreciate America, we don't have anything in common, we don't have any shared experiences, then we probably would be okay with globalism. We probably would be okay with an open border. We probably would feel embarrassed to say we are different because we're Americans and we have privileges as an American versus illegal immigrants coming in. Yeah, you wouldn't be so quick to embrace a whole bunch of illegal immigrants if you wanted to protect the national identity. Because by thrusting all of them into our country, it will change the national identity. If they're going, man, we don't care nothing about y'all growing up, playing baseball, playing with slinkies, a slinky. Everybody loves a slinky. We don't care nothing about that. We don't care about you eating super crisp sugar smacks growing up. Y'all sitting there laughing. Remember Super Chris? He was so cool. Can't get enough of Super Chris. We don't care about y'all knowing the whole song to Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder, French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, sundaes, and apple pies. We don't care about that mess. Y'all up here and reminisce and talk about, remember this one, y'all? I like to teach the world to sing. That was a great commercial. Remember that Indian went all across the United States and then he got to that ocean and saw that trash and that tear rolled down his eye. You remember the electric company? Da-da-da-da. Cat. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, here we are having a good time talking about that. And they like, that means nothing to us. That means nothing to us. And I'm going, wait a minute, man. Wait a minute. We might not agree on everything, but if the crap goes down, we all still go, we Americans. That is why when you see somebody in another country that's an American, yeah, there's an immediate bond. Yeah, that's where racism goes straight out the window. You from America? You too? Hey, man, what side of the country? But they don't want that. They don't want that. They know we become weak as they divide us and make us look like, no, we're not a united front. We don't want to thrust our national identity on everybody else. We want everybody else to feel comfortable, but the masses. Now, what kind of crap is that? Here I am, I got a full family of 12. I get one cousin that move in over the summer, and we got to change what we do. We all sit around the TV watching Dallas. Sit around. Our kids come here, the Knight Riders on. Michael Knight, done it. The Dukes of Hazzard's on. And that one cousin, that right there is what the insensitive. I can't believe you guys are talking about and talking about Roscoe Beat Gold Train. I'm offended by that. And now I got to turn the TV off for the whole family as we're watching Boss Hogg, Cooter, and Daisy and them Dukes. That's offensive. Look at that. Just exploitation. And I'm going, so we can't enjoy Daisy Duke now? We can't. So we got, all right, kids, turn the TV off. We're all going to sleep. For one person. No, you sit your butt right down here and you watch Daisy Duke with us. You understand that? You're in our house now. We're loud. We have a good time. Sleep in sometime. All of that stuff. So these are things that make us Looney Tunes. Don't even get me started with that. I was watching the Looney Tunes the other day. When that stork brought Bugs Bunny to those gorillas because he got drunk that night, had his butt going, okay, congratulations you're the brand new mother of a baby gorilla. And when that dad saw Ugly Bugs Bunny and grabbed that club and was going to smash him, she said, George, he's your son. Man, I chuckled like it was the first time I saw it. I'm sitting there, took me right back to cartoons, man. You think all the illegal immigrants that's coming here and they're asked to assimilate, you think they got those shared experiences? We all chuckle on this show because when I go back in time and I draw from all these references and pop culture things. What makes it funny is because you can also relive it in your head. You go, oh, I remember that. Man, those were good days. They don't remember that. See? So that's what I'm saying. And that is the problem with these people right here. What do you mean a shared identity? So what, we can't have Christmas no more? We all used to love it. Now, scared to say Thanksgiving. Back then, celebration, good times, man. Scared to say Merry Christmas. We don't want to be insensitive to visitors. Folks that should be coming in and saying, even if we don't support what they do, we're not going to be mad about it. We're not going to come in and try to invoke our will upon a society that is saying, look, this is how things go on in America, okay? And one way to change that is start indoctrinating young, dumb Americans who hate those types of cultural identities. You know, those shared experiences. That right there is the misappropriation. That right there is this, you guys is the white. And I'm going, y'all don't realize it, man. You're messing up a good thing. You really are. And the Democrats are leading the charge.
Can you explain what you mean by our nation's national identity?
Of course you. Yeah, can you explain? I know where you're going with this, mister. Does that mean what? You want everybody that comes in here as an illegal immigrant to become a white Anglo-Saxon Christian nationalist cis man? Is that what it is? I know what you're implying. You already know. Can you explain what you mean by the nation's the national identity? And Caroline Lovett is going to give him a real answer. That's why I love it.
Integrity and character, and how would refugees, people coming from war-torn places who are seeking a safe haven in America, like many of our forebears in this room, not add to our nation's integrity and character of our national identity?
Not add to our... Yeah, we got to make them feel comfortable, even though they're guests. Even though they're leaving a war-torn, country, you would think you'd get here and behave. That's what I'm thinking. If you were one of the people hanging on that airplane and you made it here, okay, without falling off of it, and then you repay us by shooting two of our people, then you're going to get the attention of a lot of people. Go, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, if you come over here and you see what happened to Lake and Riley and many others, you're going, okay, obviously you're not trying to come over here and contribute and add to it and assimilate. Yeah. If you come over here from Somalia or wherever and then you ripping off taxpayers, and this fool is more concerned about how can they feel comfortable. Come over here and love the country. I've seen many illegal immigrants or immigrants that came the right way and was proud as heck to be an American. They weren't over here talking about I still serve the president of Somalia. He's really my president. They came over here and they were ecstatic about being an American. So this guy right here is trying to say, well, you make people feel uncomfortable when you're talking about the nation's identity.
I'll tell you what does not add to our nation's character and integrity is refugees who come here under the alleged plight of asylum and fleeing persecution, and then come to the United States to abuse our system and rip off American taxpayers. As I pointed out, the New York Times, to their credit, it was about 6 months too late, but they did write about how Somali immigrants in Minnesota have been ripping off American taxpayers. In fact, 86 people have been charged in a rampant and widespread fraud scheme spanning multiple programs in Minnesota. Of those 86, 78 of those people are Somali. 90.
Oh, they got the majority? But remember, you don't want to demonize a whole community. So out of 86, 79? Wow. Boy, looks like they got a market share on corruption up there. So, Caroline, don't stop. Get it. Don't stop. Get it. Don't stop. Get it. Continue giving that reporter an earful.
1% of them charged. So far, 59 of those people have been convicted for their roles in fraud plots that have stolen $1 billion.
$1 billion? Buku, sobrada. Lots of money. $1 billion, y'all. That is a lot of smuggling. I mean, do you understand how much the fraud that is?
From taxpayers. In one scheme, and this is egregious, a nonprofit and its affiliates with these Somali migrants claim to have fed tens of thousands of American children during the pandemic. They were reimbursed for those meals by taxpayers. However, federal prosecutors found that almost all of those meals were never even delivered to hungry children.
The kids didn't get no food. The kids didn't get nothing to eat. What happened to hold me like the river Jordan, and I will then say to thee, all of that stuff. What happened to we are the world? The kids didn't get no grub. Where's the kids snap? See, y'all more mad though that Trump's coming in and do a little investigation into the Somalia community than the fact that they didn't even send out the meals for the kids that was starving. Just kept the money, reimbursed them. Straight corruption. Unbelievable, man. And yet they're worried about everybody feeling comfortable in America and feeling like they contributed to national identity and all that stuff.
In fact, those organizations' leaders spent the money on houses, luxury cars, and real estate in Turkey and Kenya.
What? Money, 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 money. Money. They was living La Viva Loca. Woke up in New York City in a funky, cheap hotel. They were having a great time. Unbelievable, man. On taxpayers' dollars. But yet Tampon is talking about this as politically motivated.
Another scheme involved hundreds of organizations who were reimbursed for services that were supposed to help people at risk of homelessness. Once again, those services were never provided.
Man, we ain't trying to get you off the street. Here's a cardboard box. Okay. There it is, man, and a canteen for your urine. There you go. The rest of this money is going towards me purchasing some new houses overseas and this and that. Sorry, pal. Unbelievable. And yet they're whining about us sending folks up there. Yeah, send more.
All of this has happened under Democrat leadership in a Democrat-run state where these refugees, these migrants are coming to the United States. They are abusing our system. They are draining our resources that should be going to law-abiding, taxpayer-funded, tax-paying Americans. And
yeah, but see, that's the problem. You think Democrats love law-abiding, tax-paying Americans? Are you kidding me? Yeah, nothing about that party makes me feel like they respect, love, and cherish law-abiding, taxpayer Americans. Everything they do favors everybody else. The lawless, bail reform, let them out early. They're the victims. All of this stuff. Illegal immigrants. They fly all over the world trying to bring back Killer Garcia. They show up at every ICE raid whining. They spend our tax dollars on all these illegal immigrants and their programs and housing and stuff like that. Protect them, cover them, release them. Yeah, they don't want to separate those precious illegal immigrants from their kids when they break the law. But you shut up, you tax-paying Americans. Yeah, don't let me catch you speeding with your baby in the back. We're taking you in. And you better make some calls to let somebody come and get the baby. Separate you in 1 second. But not you. Not you, Jose. Not you. Okay? See, this is the type of stuff that makes me say, how can any American vote for a party that hates America? They really despise us. They use their voters. They don't love them either. They just use them because they're a means to an end. That is it, as we can see throughout all this corruption and this mess up in Minnesota. But they have no love for the country. They don't want to see the country flourish, become strong, united, prosper, or anything. Because you wouldn't be doing the dirt that you do if you did. You wouldn't be more interested in dividing the country, demonizing the country, spitting on our culture, talking about, we don't need to have a shared identity, because that sounds like nationalism, sounds like white nationalism. You don't want Americans to be all out there, with their hands up and the hands over their hearts singing. You don't like that stuff. Makes people feel uncomfortable. And I'm going, boy, I tell you, Democrats are the major problem with our country.
this president is not going to put up with it anymore.
Yes. Uh-oh. Here we are, y'all. Let's close out with Trump giving some harsh words that maybe is going to make people feel all sad on the inside, but not me.
Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs. 50% of them are fraudulent. What? Which means that.
Wait a minute. The visa programs up there in 50% are fraudulent, and they don't want us to come up there. They don't want to see Tom the Hammer Holman on the way. They don't want to see Ice Ice Baby. Too cold, too cold. Yeah, they don't want to see that. So all of this information about this fraud, and yet they don't come up here.
Wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose.
Both.
And I think he's both, sir. He brought people in there illegally that never should have been in this country, said they were somebody that they're not. They said they were married to somebody who was their...
Wow. Came into the country fraudulently. Those visas, 50% of them fraudulent. Said they were married to somebody like Ilhan Omar, being married to her brother. Lying on it, all of that, but they don't want us to get in the books. See, that's the thing. Whenever you don't want folks to come up and do an audit, you're going, oh shoot, what are you trying to hide? Whenever you don't want to turn over your voter rolls and things like that, then that means you're hiding something. Whenever you don't want to turn over the rolls to show, all of the people who are receiving welfare and things like that, why not? You're getting federal funds for these people. We can't go through and find out all the people that's getting those. No, you don't. Well, why? Is that is it racist? Is there, or should, whenever you want to stop something, racist. Whenever you want to keep people from snooping around something, you're racist. Yeah, you want to go ahead and target the people of color and people out there. And I'm going, no. You're trying to cover up for people who gets this stuff and shouldn't get it. So now, let's find out about all these visas up there that are fraudulent. Let's check out all this fraud going on in Minnesota.
Their brother or somebody else, fraudulent visa applications, signed up for government programs, took hundreds of billions of dollars from the taxpayers, and we're going to remove them and we're going to get our money back. And we're going to, this next year, make sure that we only put people in leadership positions in this country that love this country.
And I think that's a jab at Ilhan Omar. So let me get this straight. We're going up there to basically do a forensic audit on all of these visas and how many of these people either fraudulently came here, overstayed their visa, how many of these people are abusing the system. We're going up there to do that. And these Democrats got a problem with it, of course. And my thought is, what in the world is taking them so long to arrest Ilhan Omar? What's taking so long? We already know she married her brother, and that's fraud. And I'm saying, so are we just going to keep nursing this? Are we just going to keep this out there in the ether that we all know about? It's an open secret. We all know it. What's the holdup when it comes down to say, hey, you need to come talk to us about this? All right, produce that brother of yours. Okay, let us swab your gums because it's already been swabbed. Okay, but the data that came back was suppressed. The story was killed. So somebody already used a cigarette butt to go ahead and match her and her brother up. What are we waiting on? You don't get more evidence than a DNA match. And I'm saying, wow, why aren't we on this right now? The Democrats they would have multiple investigations going on at the same time. Just the thought of a rumor, a potential rumor, they will be all over it. We got all this evidence and we just sit on it. I know you might want to try to put the ducks in a row and all that stuff, but they will go in half-cocked with no evidence and drop an investigation out there so quick. And I'm saying, so DNA evidence is not good enough to go after this chick? And so Trump has had it with these immigrants coming into our country, disrespecting our country and not loving our country. And he gives some harsh words on the way out that is going to burn the ears of liberals for decades.
And then here's the thing. He has to take the opportunity to denigrate people in that interview. He cannot let any interview go by where he doesn't insult and denigrate a human. It's so gross.
Show me how gross it is, Trump.
And they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing.
Wow. Boy, these are tough words. Because the liberals, oh my God, I can't believe he said that, even though it's true. So wait,
out of all the immigrants here, the welfare is like 88%.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. But it just can't be because they're immigrants that come here and don't love our country and abuse our system. It's definitely because they're people of color. I'm sure that's why he said that. Nope, I'll say the same thing. Yeah, I've had black folks in my neighborhood that I say, I don't want them in our neighborhood. I don't want them in our neighborhood. When we lived in the inner city, there were people I'm going, I don't want that dude in my neighborhood. Okay. But nonetheless, it's not because they're people of color. It's because they're people that aren't appreciative of our country and they take more than they give.
I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks.
He said it stinks. Boy, the libs are like, I'm melting. Did you hear what he said? He said their country stinks. Does it? That's my question. Does it? I mean, if their countries didn't stink, they wouldn't be coming here. See, simple logic. Their countries stink. And what do? We're like, let's take the stinkiness in here.
And we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries too.
Yeah.
I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. Our country's at a tipping point.
Yes, it is.
We could go bad. We're at a tipping point.
Yep.
I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it.
It's true. Our country is at a tipping point, man. It's touch and go day by day. We were one assassin's bullet away from losing it all. That was it. That would have been it. That was God's method of giving America grace. I mean, it would have been all different if that bullet wouldn't. I mean, do you understand the miraculous event that took place? That miracle, man. And so, yeah. And these folks are not going quietly in the night. They are putting up a fight, sticking more socialists up there, more propaganda, more lies, threatening impeachment, trying to divide the military. They are in constant effort to take our country in a direction that we won't recover from. It won't resemble America if we leave these people in control. And even though they got their butts beat, even though the majority of Americans are probably going, these folks crazy, man, we got to make them feel it. It got to be convincing. We can't even gamble with possibly losing the dang on House or the Senate. I do not understand why Republicans are about to squander our future because they don't want to abolish the filibuster and then they don't want to go ahead and redistrict all it. And I'm going, do you understand? Our enemies will do that in a second. Soon as they get back in power, everything that you claim, we won't do it because they will do it overnight. So if they're willing to fight like they're fighting and do all the stuff they did leading up to this election and beyond, you don't think that they would change up everything to secure power forever? These people were willing to do all of this stuff, try to take him out, try to take us out, all of this stuff, destroy the border, all for power. And yet you're trying to tell me that if these people get back in power, they're going to give us mercy. They're going to remember that the Republicans played fair and say, we don't want to do that either. I mean, it's just, they will do it overnight because they will never want to take another chance. You know how much hell Trump has put them through? He has been the main source of a headache for these people. So they're going, if we can get over the Trump hump, if we could go ahead and let the Republicans Putin fart around, waste their shot, waste their power until we can finagle our way back in, then we'll jumpstart all the chaos and beyond. And Republicans, that's right, well, we're getting together talking about healthcare. No, you need to be talking about how are we going to box out these crazy behind Democrats forever. That's what y'all need to be doing. Right now, I'm saying let's be like the Democrats. Let's focus on making sure we contain power for the right reason. Power in the wrong hands is a problem. Power in the right hands is a blessing. And we need to go ahead and say, okay, it's cool and all that we're doing all of this busy work and stuff like that. And they're working on we could be working on the economy. We could be working on all of this stuff. But in the back of your head, it should be looming that, wait a minute, all of this means nothing if we do not secure power. All of this means nothing if these Democrats somehow finagle their way back into power. They will unravel it all. And not only unravel it, but then they'll change the rules so we never get another shot at it. And then all the same Republicans, we're beyond that, we're the decorum and all of this stuff, and we don't want to set a precedent. And I'm going, so y'all don't understand the enemy that you're dealing with. You don't know your enemy well enough. You got to know what you're working with. There are some people that can't be negotiated with. Some enemies out there, you're going, you know what? I got to stomp you into the ground. I hate to say it, metaphorically. And even in real life, yeah, you get you a bully who just won't let up. Sock that bully in the nose. You got to, man. You got to be like, look, man, this bully, if I show any weakness, is going to have his way with me. I got to go to war. Yeah, I got to go berserk on this bully to where this bully say it ain't even worth fighting this guy no more. Ain't even worth fighting him. Yeah, I come out more bloody trying to bully this dude. See, and the Democrats, they haven't learned that yet. Trump is willing to give it to him. He's willing to give it to him. But our raggedy rhinos are now ease up, don't they? He's going, if I let this person back up and they go ahead and lick their wounds, if we let them back up and they go ahead and bandage themselves up, limp around a little bit, lay low, act like, oh, no, okay, you win. And you don't say, I got to make sure you never come back on me. That's what'll happen. They'll come back. They'll come back on us, and it's too much at stake. Trump is dead on when he say we're at a turning point, a tipping point.
We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
Yeah, and you know that hurt him. That hurt him deep. Garbage into our country. See, and yeah, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of garbage come into our country, and in a lot of garbage that seems to be lurking around our country. I'm saying when I see videos like I just saw the other day with all of these people up there in New York fighting to protect illegal immigrants from being deported, jumping on cars, harassing ICE, and I'm going, garbage, man, pure garbage. I'm looking at these people and I'm going, boy, I tell you, y'all make it real hard for me not to go to a special place in my mind on how I think y'all should be dealt with. I'm telling you, man, sometimes I just be going, y'all are so nasty, so vicious, and so stupid, and just such a useful idiot. Y'all up there, whoever's paying you, motivating you, all y'all up there with masks on, jumping on the cars, getting it, and all you see is ICE and police struggling to deal with these dummies. Struggling. And I'm going, you know, a good butt whooping might solve a lot. It's like watching a parent deal with an unruly kid, and I'm going, you could save yourself a headache by giving them one of those eye of the tiger whoopings. That's all they need. One good eye of the tiger whooping to where they look back at you and they go, this is not my dad. This is a man on the street. This is not my mama. This is a woman on the street. This is an angry, crazy woman. They got to believe that, man, mama was going to kill me. It was at the last second she realized, wait a minute, this is my son. All right, I can't go ahead and kill the boy, but I'm going to make him think he's dying. And the next time you decide to fall out on the floor inside of the grocery store, you think twice. You go right back to that memory. Like, mama almost killed me by the Cheerios the last time I fell out talking about, I want a toy. And when I see these people out there and the cops seem so frustrated. All right, everybody move. Come on, y'all. Come on, move, y'all. And they push it back and they throwing stuff and they whine. They jumping on top of cars. And I'm going, boy, right now the patience is running so thin. And so Trump is using some harsh words. And I'm going, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage.
Garbage.
Her friends are garbage.
Yes.
These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain.
Yep. And nobody likes that. Ilhan Omar has not contributed one thing to this country. She's only taken. Became a millionaire somehow, y'all. Cut her brother loose. Cut her real husband loose. Married a white man. The white devil. Yeah, the person who's responsible for all the oppression, she married one of them. And I'm going, wow, he's different than all the rest of the white devils? I don't understand. And then miraculously came up on millions of dollars. but yet America still sucks and so much racism and oppression. And I'm going, you're garbage. I see through you. I know what you're doing. You're leeching off of America. You're taking advantage of stupid liberals. You're taking advantage of these globalists that would love to see our country implode so we could submit to a one world government. Yeah, you're taking advantage of all of that. People's ignorance and raggedy, corrupt Democrats who allowed you to come in and infiltrate their party, along with AOC and almost every other Democrat I can think of. They all are destructive. Their policies, their behaviors, their tactics, all of it. And I'm going, boy, you don't love the country. You're not here to make us better. You're a wart on somebody's butt, a wart on somebody's nose. Nobody wants the big wart right on the nose. Every time you look, you just see that wart right there and go, man, that wart is in the way. That's how I look at the Democrat Party. I'm just going, man, I can't overlook y'all. Y'all are like a big fat wart. I mean, one day go by, then you're on something else. Trump, Epstein. Trump was at then that passes. Then Trump tried to blow up the boats. Trump in the military. He's over. Trump with ICE. Trump's dying. Trump is always something. Somebody need to cut that wart off your nose. So anyway, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all.
They complained, and from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain, and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country.
Me either.
Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Yes! Look at them.
Yeah, damn right!
Thank you. Look, stuff like that. Thank you very much. Let me get it. I came, I saw, I whooped the tail, and I'm out of here. Yeah, look at Pete Headset right next to him smiling like, yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's right. Get him the heck out of here. Nobody wants somebody who does not. Sorry about that. It timed out. I said, nobody wants someone who comes here and they do nothing but take, and complain. I mean, can you imagine how unappreciative you would seem if you, hey, cuz, I need to stay with you, man. I'm on hard times, man. I got kicked out and I lost my job. Okay, no problem, man. You know, I'll let you stay here until you get on your feet. And you come up in that mug like, man, you ain't got no rug on this floor? No, I like the hardwood floors. Man, I don't know, man. My feet be cold and stuff, man. Hey, could you get a rug to put on this floor? No. How about you wear socks? How about that? Yeah, off grip. I'm starting to feel like you're rubbing me the wrong way. Oh, so what we gonna have what's for dinner? You cooking? How about you cook and show you appreciative? Yeah, I bought the food. How about you go and cook? Oh, I don't do no cooking, dog. I don't do no cooking, man. What? You have those hamburgers? Man, I like hot dogs, man. And I'm going, you know what? Now I got to sit up and lean into you. Like, look here, man. You came to me and you needed me, okay? And you living in my crib and a citizen, thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to make this as easy as possible. Yeah, I'm going to show you how much I appreciate it by contributing. I'm going to show you that I'm working hard to better myself. You come in complaining, whining, and taking up resources. Yeah, you got to go. They would get the same harsh language as a family member as Trump just gave to them. You'd be like, dude, I don't want you here. You are a stain. That's what you are, buddy. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Trump done had it, man. And so have I. I mean, once again, man, we get bombarded by these people and their nonsense so much to where you're just saying, you know what, y'all are exhausting. And that's the goal. I'm going to do a video with Victor Hansen Davis, I think his middle name is him. He does a wonderful breakdown of the strategy of the left when it comes down to trying to change the outcome of what Trump stands for, MAGA stands for, and wear down the public. You know, he breaks it down. I'm going to dedicate one live stream to that video alone. That's how wonderful he broke that mess down. But that's the goal, man. They are constantly just, and you know, you just be like, dude, I throw one of y'all off my back and another one jump on. one issue, one fire, one whatever, and then there's another one jump on. Pain in the butt, man. But God bless y'all. I'm about to go ahead now, get me some grub. I done wore my voice out. Oh, and upload some shorts from the other night. I'm gonna upload some more and see if YouTube get off my back on those videos. So make sure you got your notifications on, so you'll get those. You can go ahead and check out those shorts and enjoy them if you don't have to watch the whole live stream. Plus, you can send the shorts off to people that you might say, all right, they got this short attention span, so I'm gonna give them this short clip. They might learn something. And make sure, though, if you get a chance, that you hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Share my videos. Follow me on all the other social media platforms. Subscribe to my alternative channel. And don't forget, I have a Cash App and a PayPal link. So if you want to support the channel monetarily, you can do that as well. And we'll go from there. Now, I thought that I inserted my theme music at the back of the video, but apparently I didn't. So I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that later. I'm still enjoying my fancy new computer. Thanks for Bob. Thanks to Bob. And anybody else who gave to help me out. I appreciate it all. All right. See you guys next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.